Well, it's about damn time to talk about one of Sentinel's comrades. How's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disasta, and to wrap up Heroes Month, we are going to take a look at the HG00 Harute Gundam from the Gundam 00 movie, Awakening of the Trailblazer. Just to give a brief summary, what is the movie is about? Well, it takes place after the 00 series, and there is some crazy invasion going on, and the Gundam pods gotta go take care of it. So take a look at the box art. It's the usual HG00 Awakening of the Trailblazer movie box art, because it's always a white background and the Gundam in front of it, and right over there is the Gundam it looks like when it's transformed. Looking at this side of the box, here is a better look at the transformed version. This is the weapon, showing off the engineering, all posed up, more poses, showing off the articulation, and where to plug the action base to. We got some close-ups and what it looks like on the action base stand. And looking at this side of the box, we got some information, the Gundam going from MS mode to the flight mode. And right there we got the image from the movie, and not only is piloted by one guy, but it's piloted by a power couple, Alleluia and Soma. And after opening the box, we got 5 bags of runners and a manual. Looking at the cover of the manual, we got a familiar box art, the 2 pilots, and what the Gundam looks like in the anime. After opening the manual, we got a lot more stuff going on down there. How it shows off the articulation and the weapon layout. And checking the parts list, looks like we are using all the parts. And in the back of the manual, we got some nice line art of the movie, images from the anime, nice CG render, and we got an advertisement of what Alleluia piloted and what Soma piloted. Of course, you get a color guide if you're planning on painting it. Starting off with runner A is going to be a multi-color runner. We got a big chunk of gray, some yellow, some red, and some clear parts. Here's what's a little funny. These 2 is supposed to be green, while this visor piece right here is supposed to be light blue. So my advice to you, if you're planning on doing some detail work, Sharpies. That's all I'm going to say. Next up, we have runner B1 and runner B2. They are going to be the white parts, and they're going to be sharing this chunk of a runner. C1 and C2 are going to be the orange parts, and they're going to share this chunk of a runner. There's D1 and D2 are going to be the gray parts, and well, do I have to repeat myself? Runner E looks like it's the darker gray parts. To finish off the unboxing portion, we got a big polycap runner and a sticker sheet. Alright, so that about wraps up the unboxing. Now, keep in mind, this kit is over 15 years old by the time this video is released. So, I want to see how well this kit has aged. But what I'm really looking forward to is how much shelf space it's going to take. I mean, I don't know if it's me, but it does look a little wide. Alright, so I'm going to put it together right now, and I'll see you guys right after. Okay, and here is the Harute all put together, worked on, and top coated. Now you might be wondering, oh, it came with an action base stand? No, it does not. I had to borrow it from another kit because this kit cannot stand on its own. However, building experience and painting experience. Now the building experience, it went a little quicker than I thought, because again, this is one of those 00 kits that's like a little bit on the cheaper side. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And when you're putting the kit together, it doesn't feel outdated, which is a good thing. And I also want to mention the color separation on the kit is almost spot on. And what I mean by almost, I mean you still have to deal with this. And as we move on to sticker placement, starting off with the head, this one of course does go onto the eyes and is also behind the visor. And I painted the visor blue, and I didn't expect it to be dark blue, and it looks like the Harute has shades. And of course, this little sticker right here goes onto the forehead. these 3 stickers, they're supposed to go behind the clear piece right here, but I painted green with the green Sharpie. So 2 on the elbows, and if you look closely, there is another clear piece like right on the crotch area right here. So again, these 2 on the elbows, this one goes right behind that barely visible clear piece. These little gray stickers, they go onto the knees right there, but I painted gray instead. These 3 stickers, they go onto the back right here. So you got these 2, they're being placed right here, but I painted that blue. This red sticker is supposed to go behind that clear piece, but I painted the clear piece red with the red Sharpie. And finally, these 4 gray stickers, they are gonna go onto the weapon right here. You just had to pay attention which side goes to where. And one more tip, these little green piece right here, it is a clear piece, but I painted it with a green Sharpie. Now, moving on to seam lines, you have one on the top of the head right here, and you also have one right here on the shoulder. Like from here to here, that's kind of like a detail, but from here and going underneath the shoulder, it's like a little weird seam line right here. That's gonna be tricky to take care of. Moving on to the forearm, this is a seam line right here, but it could go as a detail. Moving on to the lower legs, you do have a seam line right here from the front to the back right here. So overall, the out-of-box presentation is actually not so bad. You're going to have to put a little work on this kit to make it look nice. So now moving on to accessories and gimmicks. Now for hand options, well, all you get is the weapon holding hands, and you also get these 2 guns, well, gun and sword. Let me explain. Let's look at the melee weapon part first. Now, of course, yes, it does look like a melee weapon, and here's a cool gimmick that it can open up, making it look like it's gonna cut a mobile suit. Now for the gun part, all you gotta do is pop this gray piece up, which reveals a little barrel right here, and you're gonna fold this little handle right here. There you go. To store it, you see this little tab right here that goes onto this little slot right here. All you gotta do is just insert the tab. And yes, I forgot to cover the long seam lines right here on the binders, I believe that's what they're called. My bad guys, they're called GN cannons. Now finally, we're moving on to the gimmick, converting the Harute Gundam to the fight mode. Now, for me, when first time I tried to transform this, it's a little tricky, so hopefully this time it can behave properly on camera. So what I've noticed that on the shoulder, I think it's better off if you pop it off, because there is a locking mechanism. The way you can easily handle it and bring the shoulder up like this. Please try not to lose the yellow V-fins on the head, because they pop off a little too easily. Make sure you do the same for the other leg. Okay, and here is the flight form, and I gotta say it actually looks pretty nice. But one of the issues I had when I was converting this kit is this little chest piece right here is pretty loose. I mean, I'm gonna have to fix it later off camera. And just a quick look of the underside, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it could have been so much worse. The good thing about transforming this kit is that it doesn't take a lot of steps. It's very easy to follow, though you're going to have to go through just one parts forming, which is the lower legs, which I already showed you. Alright, so let's turn back to the MS mode and go through the articulation. Okay, so I just had to take this giant thing on his back skirt just to make it easier for me. So anyways, the head is on a double ball joint. And moving on to the torso, you do have a lot of movement on the upper area, and again, it's on the back skirt, and it's a good thing it's not on the backpack, because otherwise I'm going to get one of these. And of course, you do get a waist swivel. Now, moving on to the shoulder, it can only go up this far up. Now, if you take advantage of the locking mechanism, like I showed you earlier, it does move a little higher up. So anyways, moving on, the arm can go that high up. You get a bicep swivel, bend at the elbow, and you also get a ball joint on the wrist. And not only that, you also get one of these. Moving on to the waist down, you do get a ball joint on the front skirt. Now be careful with this one because it does pop off a little easily, so I did the best I can to tighten up the ball joint. Anyways, you get no side skirt, but you do get a back skirt which moves just a little bit, and it does pop off a little easily too, but not like super easy. Moving on to leg, it can go up this far up, and okay, I'm glad it didn't pop off the front skirt. It can go out this far, no full splits, and it can go back that far. You do get a thigh rotation, double bend at the knee, which is pretty good. And moving on down, the ankle armor can move down and up, and the ankle is on a ball joint. Toe bends down for the transformation like I already showed you. And as for the pivot, it's okay. I'm moving on to the, I guess you can call it a backpack. Now, I already showed you during the transformation that these can move, but what I didn't show you is that this can rotate and it can flap up and down. And one more thing, if you want to get onto an action-based stand, you have to open this flap right here, which reveals a hole. Overall, the articulation on this kit is actually pretty nice. Now, you can pull up some really cool poses, but my main concern is that I'm worried that how it might collide with like the big giant cannons on the back. As long as you're patient with it, I'm sure you can pull up some really sick poses. So moving on to size comparisons, here it is right next to the standard size GM. Okay, I know it's a little cheating because the Harute was on an action-based stand, so let's give the GM just a little bit of a boost. Okay, and as you can see, the Harute is a tad bit taller than the standard size GM. And here it is right next from another 00 kit, the O Gundam. Now, even though they never fought each other, but they still look pretty good together, right? Finally, here it is right next to Bumblebee and Lego Robin. So that's gonna be it for the size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. So moving on to my final thoughts, overall, I think this kit is not so bad. Now, I know I did say you have to be patient with it, but that doesn't really mean it's a really tricky kit to handle. At the end of the day, I still have fun handling this kit. You just have to be ready to, handle the parts that pops out a little too easily or what's loose. And once you take care of those issues, you're gonna have fun with this. Though, there is missing one accessory I would love to have, which is an open palm hand, because it can help with opposing when it comes to melee weapons. Alright, so that's about it for Heroes Month and the review. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here and you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Questions, concerns, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So, how many years do we have to wait till we get a Master Grade Harute?